Good morning, everybody. If you can hear me, go to the chat and type your registration number only. I'm waiting for anyone to type and then I begin. Okay. That confirms you can hear me. I will now start. The lecture is supposed to start from 8 to 10, but I'd scheduled it to start at 9. And I thought maybe from today we should be starting at 8:30, such that those who work can really start working. When we last met, we handled 3 editors. I'll just review that quickly, and then we shall move to 4 or more editors. I also gave some work. I hope you attempted it. I also need to emphasize that you do not send that work on my email. You do not send that work on WhatsApp. When I see such messages, I just ignore. Please, the e-learning system we are using is Mwere, and I'll also be communicating all class activities using Mwere. I use WhatsApp for short messages such that you get them instantly. Otherwise, I do not submit work using those platforms. Now, for 3 editors, we said that the main entry goes under the title. And if it goes under the title, it is prepared under hanging indentation. This we should be knowing by now what hanging indentation means. And in the statement of responsibility, the 3 editors are recorded or transcribed. And these 3 editors will get added entries shown in the tracing area. We had this example. We looked at the main entry in class, and your colleague Dennis kept on saying, but online it is different. I didn't see that. When it is under hanging indentation, and I want to draw that line, you will notice that the heading is taken by area O, that is the word text. And then the title takes the main entry. And now I'm demonstrating where the hanging indentation is. Up to that point is what we refer to as hanging indentation. If text is on the second indentation, it means this D and all those below are on the second indentation. It is the title with the letter D which is on the first indentation. So that was the main entry, and I requested you to prepare the added entries. I'll proceed to show you one of the editor added entries, and this is the 3rd one. Remember, there was Gregory, Kirsten, Biginu, Mikola, and Anthony Gaye. So I've picked on the 3rd one to show you how that entry looks like. And you'll notice that GA, or the name of the editor, starts from second indentation after the surname, comma, Anthony. And in the tracing area now, that name does not appear, simply because it was the last element in the tracing area in that position. So when it goes in the heading section, it will not appear there. Unlike for these other two, because they are not at the end, they will appear in their own added entries. So that is the third editor added entry. First editor, I've also given it. You'll notice that whereas Kirsten Gregory appears in the heading section, this person continues to appear in the tracing because they were not at the end. So please take note of that. I saw that mistake in your exam being made by a number of you. I continue to show you other, I stopped at 2 editors. Then it means 1 was remaining, and then the subject added entries, which we should be knowing how to prepare them by now. I move to 4 or more editors, and I go to the chart to check questions, queries, and I see 1 from Jackson. Why is the series not indicated in the tracing area? I go back to the entry, and we did not have a series title. This is the main entry. If we had a series title, it would have appeared here, but it's not there. Therefore, it doesn't even appear in the tracing. So this document did not have a series title, so that is why it doesn't appear. Jackson. We move. If there are no other queries as regards 3 editorial publications. Today, I want to wind up editorial publications by looking at 4 or more editors. From the onset, I need to mention that the way we handle 4 or more editors is exactly the same way we handle 4 authors. The way we handle 4 or more editors is similar to the way we handle 4 authors. We begin. Main entry goes under the title. As usual for editorial publications, main entry goes under the title. It is prepared under an indentation. And in the statement of responsibility, it is only the first editor who is transcribed, and the rest are omitted with the help of et al. And if you go back to 4 authors, that is exactly what we do. In the tracing area, an added entry will be provided for the editor that we have recorded in the statement of responsibility. So when you look at this slide, it is more or less the same as 4 or more authors. So the way we handle 4 authors or more is the way we shall handle 4 or more editors. I have an example which, in case you have questions asked, I want to go to a publication which has 5 editors. I'll stop the share, go to the chat to see if you have any. Sempewa says my network is not stable. I'm working from home, but those who send messages on my phone or those who try to call are the ones who interrupt the network. Otherwise, it should be fine. Jackson, please be stable. What we are dealing with is not things we are just thinking about. It is an actual document. It had no series. Sempeva, it could also be your network, not necessarily mine. If others can hear me, then most likely it is your network. I'm outside, I'm on the balcony. I'm not inside the house, so I wouldn't imagine it is because of being inside the house. I want to get an example of 5 editors. It could have been 4, but normally if it is 4 or more, then that will do for us. I'm displaying the document, and please, this time around, as I go through the document, each one of you, using a pen, paper, you start preparing the main entry, such that when I prepare one, you can easily follow from what you have already done. This is the top cover. I'll magnify it. Wait, I think I've not yet shared. Sorry. I need to share. Now I share the screen and not shared. And I want to confirm that everybody can see my shared screen now. If you can see the screen I'm sharing, please just type the surname of the first editor. Just type the surname of the first editor, and then we shall confirm that indeed you are in position to see. I'm not seeing anybody typing. First, all those 3 have typed the right surname. Ndagire, there is no ECAP, and those are the mistakes I see. Frank, that is not the surname. Surname is one name. And then you write RIP. I don't know where you get that from. So please, as you type your entries, you need to be accurate. That is the challenge in cataloging. A 1-letter mistake makes you miss. So let us look at the details we shall use. And I said, please prepare your main entry as we scroll through. This is the top cover, and it has the main title or title proper, which is Information Technology and Society. And you'll notice that it is in big typography. The letters are big in a color which is really visible. So that is the title proper. And then a reader is the other title, given in a different font, family, and also size. It is not capitalized. So that is how you will identify what is the title proper and what is the other title. Edited by Nick Ip, Ray Thomas, Geoff Ainon, Robin Mason, and Ag Mackey. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 editors. However, in the statement of responsibility, we shall record only Nick Ip. and the rest we shall omit using the omission mark and that word et al. In square brackets. And that is what we saw in the slide. Then further down, I have the back cover of the book. It tells you what this book is covering. So when you are determining the subject, this info is useful to you. They tell you who Nick Ip is, Ray Thomas, and all the rest. They talk about them on this back cover. And then at the bottom of this cover, we have the publishers. There's the Open University, and there's also Surge Publications. So the publishers are two. However, for Surge, they mention where they published the book from. London, then there's Southern Oaks and New Delhi. There's 3 places for this publisher. For Open University, they have not given the places on the back cover. Standard book number, clearly stated there. And please, we need to know how these standard book numbers are written. This one is 10-digit, but it is also given at the bottom using the 13-digit. You will need to Google and know why. For the same book, we have ISBN, which is 13 digits, and then one is 10 digits. So when you have both of these, opt and give the one with 13. This 13-digit ISBN automatically confirms that this book was published after 1970. Not 1970. We need to confirm that year. And most books now must be having a 13-digit ISBN number. So that is the back cover. Title page repeats what we saw on the top cover, so I will not repeat that. This stamp is not part of the details we use. It just confirms that it is owned by Makerere University. However, on the title page, the name of the publishers is given, Surge Publications, in association with the Open University. As I said earlier, I'm working from home, but I see the custodian calling me, so allow me to mute and attend to this call. So I'll first stop the share. Sorry for that interruption. When they call the phone, I think the network also goes off because I'm using the phone to get internet on the laptop. So we shall continue from where we were and then see how we handle. So I was saying that Surge Publications Limited is one of the publishers, and it was published in association with the Open University. So we have 2 publishers. That information given on the title page. I move to the Verso page, and the Verso page is on my left-hand side. Copyright year is 1995, but they also mentioned that the book was first published in 1995. So the edition statement is in this statement. It is a first edition. However, it was reprinted in 1996 1998, and 1999. So since 1999 is more up to date than 1995, we shall first give the copyright year 1995, apply a comma, and then REP with a full stop 1999. There was a question of this kind in the exam, and a number of you got it, but you were writing REPT. I wonder where you got that from, but of course, I awarded that mark. So we record the copyright year, 1995, and then we go ahead and record the reprint year, which is more up to date than 1995. What this means, that when they published the book in 1995, it was out of print. In other words, all books were sold out, and they just made a reprint. Reprinting means you have not changed anything, you just make more prints. So that is the meaning of reprinted. The publishers, Surge, it was in London, in Thousand Oaks, which is in California. London is in the UK. And then, of course, Surge Publication in New Delhi. Those are the three places for Surge publications. ISBN, we have been given two, one for the paperback, and then the other one, which is not qualified. This book was in paperback form, that the cover was soft. So you can clearly pick this, or you can opt for the 13-digit ISBN that we saw at the back of the book. If I scroll up, we should be able to see that information here. So this is how you also confirm whether what you have on the Verso page corresponds to this. I will go back, and you'll notice that indeed the one with 19, not the one which ends with the 800, is the one we shall pick. I go back to confirm once again. The ISBN is the one which ends with the 819. Remember, this is the back cover. So it means this is the right one to pick. This could be for the hardcover. I proceed. Printed in Great Britain by Cromwell Press. So the place of printing and name of printer is provided. And next, I provide the last page of the table of contents, and it shows there is an index on page 421. And further to the right, we see acknowledgements, people who contributed to the book, introduction of the book. Why am I giving this page the introduction? On this other page, we see where the table of contents ends. Unfortunately, no pagination that we can capture there. So maybe this was for further information about the book. So briefly, those are the details. What the book is about, we can get from the table of contents, the social shaping of technology, US telephone network. In this part 2, computerized machine tools, and industrial revolution, IT and learning, computer-supported collaborative learning. So that gives you an idea what the book is all about. So having had those details, we go back to catalog that publication. Gloria is raising their hand. Gloria, let me see if you can speak. If you cannot speak, then you just type. Gloria, I'll try to see if you can speak. So I've allowed you to talk. Gloria, unmute yourself and then talk. Because I saw you raised your hand. Alternatively, you can just type your question in the chat and then we proceed. Okay, if it was an error, just put down your hand and then we move. I've lowered your hand. Not really lowered your hand. I've muted you. Let us catalog the book. I've gone to my PowerPoint and I need now to share the screen such that we can start cataloging that book. So here we are. I move to a free slide. I'll insert one. And then we catalog. This will be the main entry. For the publication we have just seen. Number one, of course, I have to keep on going the other side to pick the details. Simply because you might also not be recalling what the details were. I'll go back, pick those details, and then we proceed. Information that you could do or you might not have recorded is the class number. It is 303.48. It is 303.48. However, we start with the area or text before moving to 303.48. If you can see my screen, go to the chat and type what I've just typed. If you can see my screen, go to the chat and type the call number. Now may have said the call number. Now I'm adding another activity. All of you are typing the class number. I want the call number. Call number is composed of the class number and the book number. Starting with Pius, what is the book number? You add it on the class number. Remember, the main entry goes under title. What is the title? I will type that. It is information technology. Those raising hands, please just type your question in the chat. So going back to the publication details, I want to get the details right. It is information technology and society. Information technology and society. We leave a space, colon, space. Other title is a reader. Now just see what when I type the word the reader, it goes in the space where I'm supposed to put the book number. So when you are typing, please be smart. There are details you type first before you continue. R is under N, it means text must be above N. So I've aligned those details better. Information technology and society, a reader. So the hanging indentation starts. Leave a space, / space. We shall go to, I want to stop the share, take you back to the document. I share, and you see where I pick the statement of responsibility details. I'll record edited by Nick Ip, and then the others we shall remove. Yeah, I have seen in the chat you have captured the call number, right? Wonderful. So I'll go in the entry, type edited by Nick Ip, and then these other ones we shall eliminate by the omission mark. So I'll stop this share, go back, share the entry we are working on. I'll type edited. The E is capitalized, edited by Nick Ip. Then the others, I leave a space, full stop space, full stop space, full stop space, and then in square brackets, et al. I'm done with the statement of responsibility. And let me magnify it for those who are not seeing properly. So far that is what we have done. Main entry under title, from where we pick the book number. And then of course, area O is above from the second indentation. So I'll end this and then continue. Edition, we established that it is a first edition. So I'll leave one space, full stop, space. Now the dash, you can see it automatically goes on the next line. And please, I prefer typing 2 dashes when I hold the shift key down to get something which is big enough to be visible. I think that is where the second indentation is. Leave a space and then record first, ED with a full stop. Space, dash, space. We go and pick, I stop the share first. I share screen again, and then share the publication. I want from this title page, Surge Publications is in association with Open University. The details are not complete. I'll pick them from the Verso page. I go to the Verso page. There we are. We have Surge, but Surge is in association with the Open University. When I go back there, you can see Surge Publications Limited in association with, so there are 2 publishers. However, on the Verso page, they don't indicate the places for Open University. How do I capture that information? Using what is on the title page, I'll record Surge Publication Limited, and then a space, semicolon space, and then I'll later give Open University, and then now the places. I'll stop the share. I'll stop the share, go back, share the entry, start with the places. London was one of them. Space, semicolon. What was the second place? I stop the share, pick or share the publication, and you'll notice that there is London, there is Southern Oaks, there is New Delhi. Those are the three places. Now, without using the criteria, of course, normally the first place is given, then the second place is one which has been given emphasis, then the third place will be the one which is nearest to where we are cataloging from. So using that criteria, we would end up recording only London. Southern Oaks, there is no emphasis, and it is not even near where we are. So we'll record London and then New Delhi. New Delhi is nearer to Kampala than California. So using the criteria, first given place, London, and then there is no place which has been given emphasis. Then the third criteria, we shall record the New Delhi because it is nearer to where we are cataloging from. So we have two places to record in the entry. So after London, I'm recording New Delhi. I go back to the entry. After London, I record New Delhi and a space, colon space. This is Surge. You will notice that Surge has various forms, but I've opted for the Surge, the acronym. But there is also Open University, so leave a space, semicolon space. Open University is the second publisher. And then we shall code the year 1995. However, it was reprinted in 1999. I will align this info properly and then confirm that you can hear. I want to confirm that you can see the entry. So if you can see the entry, go to the chat and type, oh, there is no screen. So I have to go and share the screen. So confirm that you can see the screen by typing RIP 1999. And that is how I will confirm that you can see the screen. The RIP is with a small r. And then jitter, your RIP is not the one we want. So that is how we shall record that info. I'll go back and then complete. We saw there was a place of printing. That information is given in these brackets. I think there is no space before the opening curly bracket. Allow me to stop the share, share the publication again. And while I'm sharing the publication, I want to capture this. printed in Great Britain by Cromwell Press Limited. So the place is Great Britain, and the name of the printer is the Cromwell Press Limited. So I stop the share my entry. At this point, I record Great Britain, space, colon space, the Cromwell Press Limited, but there was no date. In square brackets, I put the ND before closing that. All that remains is aligning. You can see how disorganized this info is. So I'll try to reduce the font. I'll reduce the font and then try to align these details. And that is the challenge when you decide to word process your exam. That is why I'd preferred you write and then scan. So you can see the challenge if your word processing speed is not fast enough. That is the challenge you'll have. So I've tried to align. I can confirm that indeed my hanging indentation is there. Wow. There's a lot of aligning I have to do. If I draw that line, you'll notice that either the text is not where it is supposed to be. So I need to go back and align my content properly. So if that is, text should be somewhere there, reader will be okay. This needs to be pushed, and the O, one space, and then this. Remember, there is a space in front of that column. So the space is aligned properly now. I try to show you the hanging. Hopefully now it is better. So that is the hanging part of the entry. And I believe everybody can see that. I just need to magnify it. Of course, when I magnify, that has to be removed, that red color, for you to see those details well. I'll first magnify, and then later I will remove this. So I'll first end the show, pick the eraser and then remove this before playing the slide once again. So that is how the entry looks like, but you'll notice that there is a problem here. There is this big space I have to remove. I did not notice. If I was handwriting, it wouldn't be this disorganized. So I remove all the other spaces, and of course, when I do, I also need to fix this other side such that these details are properly aligned. So that is how far I have gone. The first paragraph is done. And I need to confirm. If you have questions, you type in the chat, because what is going to happen next is work to do. I need you to confirm that you have understood how to handle 4 editors or more. I need you to confirm in the chat that indeed, no problem. We go to the next chapter. Please confirm in the chat that you have understood what we have covered so far. Sir, there is no comma after the surname. I don't expect any comma after the surname. And I'll go back. Nick, if there is no comma there, because if is the surname. So in the tracing, rather in the statement of responsibility, we just record those names the way they were given on the title page. And normally this is the first name, this is the surname. So I don't expect you to put there a comma. Similar mistakes were made in the exam. Gloria, sir, I didn't understand from Open University. Sir, I did understand the network was poor. Why did the RIP leave the hanging indentation before the Roman pages come in? Hey, Jita Jonathan. Why did the what leave the hanging indentation? This colon is where it is because there is a space before the colon. So our hanging indentation is continuing properly. And then another person, Gloria, says she doesn't understand from Open University. This book was published by 2 publishers. One is Surge, and the next one is Open University. So I've recorded the 2 places, but connected with a space, semicolon space. And because Open University does not fit here, when it goes on the next line, it still starts from the second indentation. So where O is where R is, and this dash on the same line. If I've not aligned it properly, then ensure that you align it properly. So after Open University, that is when we give the year of publication. Then the year of reprinting. And I will ask you to confirm, is it REP or is it REP with an R? I'm thinking there should be an R after P. We need to get the standard abbreviation of the word reprint from the rules, not anywhere else. So that is the first paragraph. So this is a PEM. Is it applicable to write in uppercase like Surge? A PEM, I'll answer your question in the chat and then ask, is it applicable to write Islis in uppercase, the word written, or shall we write Islis, that second one? Acronyms and abbreviations normally are written in uppercase. And then, so why it that there is no space between 1999 and a term message? I'll go back. You're asking why there is no space there. It is unfortunate I'm not at this list where I would quote the rules. I will ask Daniel, Shakira, go to the shelves, pick that book, Introduction to Cataloging and Classification, 10th edition, and confirm whether there is a space there. There is no space before that parenthesis, and there is no space after. So the question was why we don't have the space there. And I want that to be confirmed from the rules. And that book I've given Introduction to Cataloging and Classification by Taylor RNG has those rules in that book. So we shall confirm that. And indeed, that is our next chapter. We are going to look at all the areas from area O until when we get to area 3, which we shall be studying for the first time. But I need to confirm from the course outline what our next chapter is. One more. Shakira says I'm not at Isilis. I thought you were there because there is free data. Okay, but we shall confirm that. Mr. Chatem, your question will be confirmed. I will confirm it here, but I wanted to get that confirmation from the rules such that we don't again need to go back to the same thing. Next would be the second paragraph where we are supposed, I'm stopping the share. For the second paragraph, we are supposed to, I'm sharing the document. The second paragraph requires us to record the Roman pages, the Arabic pages, whether the book has illustrations, the dimension of the book, but all these details are not provided in this scanned detail of the book. What does that mean? This was with the assumption that would be in class in block B, and then each one of you will get the book. We have a number of copies of this book in the library, and that is the courses library. And then you complete the entry. So I don't know how you'll do that. You need to go to courses, and then people will start typing, but I'm in internship in Lira. And then it means I cannot give that as an assignment. But I'll try to provide appropriate details. For some, I will assume, and then we complete this entry. So I share the entry, and please take note of what I'm typing. Starting a new paragraph there. Assuming this book has 16 Roman, we shall type the 16, comma, assuming it has 500 Arabic pages. No, that is too big. It is not that big. Assuming it is 385, but wait, why do we assume? And hey, Moviru says I'm in Guru. Why do I assume? Yet I can go online and confirm if I haven't uploaded these details. So allow me to go online to just confirm that indeed I have not already uploaded this in Mwere. Some of you want me to share. I can share where I am such that you follow. You don't assume you have been left behind. I'll first stop the share. Then when I share again, I share Mwere. In Mwere, I'm logging in. Stephen, you ask things and these things are already uploaded in Mwere. So anybody who has issues with coursework marks for last semester, you go there. I enabled enrollment after, I think, December. So you go there and see the record of your performance. Let me just open it such that you stop sending messages begging for marks. So when you go inside there, you'll check where you did the exam from, end of semester 2021 examination. And it is immediately after that I provided this first upload where some of you are missing exam marks because of your registration numbers. Then you informed me I did not consider the retake test. So from this first upload, I uploaded the retake test marks, and these retake test marks are the ones I considered and then updated what I'd provided at first. So this was updated, including these retake test marks. And after updating, we added those borderline marks, 48 and 49. I upgraded them and then uploaded this. So please, when you go to Mwere, this is the file you need to look at. And it is unlikely that whatever is in this file will change except for those who are missing exam marks. Please, and I want to repeat this here, this is how transparent it can be. If your results are known by everyone, it will not be easy for you to change those marks like it used to be. People were changing students' marks in Senate. So if that happens, you just go back to Mwere and see, oh, how did this one get on the graduation list when this record is there? So when the department meets and discusses these results, the changes that could be there are the ones you'll see either in AIMS if it still exists, or on the school notice board. That is how the results are confirmed. My results as presented here have not been discussed by the department, and I'm not the one to release departmental results. And then nobody can claim that they created these results. These are results I compiled from your coursework, and they are very transparent. There is nothing to hide in those results. So that is why I uploaded them in Mwere and nobody can remove them. So that was to show you how you access your coursework marks for last semester. So I go back. I want to go to BLS 2212, and it must appear here because I recently accessed that course. So when I'm here, I will open this, but I see there is a question. My goodness. The anonymous attendee says, good morning, sir. You are talking about rules, but you have never shared these rules to us. These rules are in the library. It is a book. It is as big as a Bible. And whatever I teach in class comes from those rules. And you want me to share the rules. When we meet face to face, I'll not share the rules, but I'll bring the rules in class. And then you see them. Otherwise, it is the same rules I'm using to teach whatever I'm teaching now. I open the course as it appears on Mwere, such that we confirm that indeed I've not prepared that entry, and then I continue giving details as I was giving them. For author example, we did this activity. You can see that shows there was work for you. If my scanner was compatible with the laptop, I would have uploaded already a review of semester 1, 2020-21. So what you are seeing are for previous years. For your year, it does not yet appear. It is not yet scanned. And this is the week where we are in Mwere, and we have already done single 2 editors, 3 editors we did. There was an activity there. And now this is where I am. 5 editors, I'm confirming I've not prepared any entry for it. So I'll just assume the physical details and then we proceed. So I'll stop the share my screen again, pick the entry, I share. So I continue. Assuming we have black and white illustrations, that is how we shall record it. Leave a space, semicolon space. These books are normally 24 centimeters. With the time, when you get the expertise, you will pick a book and then you even don't measure it, but come up with the correct measurement. Because as you keep on shelving the books, the size, there are standard sizes of books. With the time, you also get to know that this book should be this size. There is no series, but most likely this book we saw, there was an index. So I'm recording that way. I move. This time I'll start a new paragraph there, ISBN. The one I want to stop the share, I'll go back and pick the book I share. I want to pick this. Yeah, you see this is the back cover. You can pick this, or you can pick the 13 digit. But I also said that this information can be confirmed from the Verso page, that this is the standard book number. And you see, this is what we call the qualification, the PBK. And now I have to recall 00839. 00839. Then you go 79819. So I don't want to come back here. So record this number such that we don't waste time moving back and forth. 839. I go share the screen. It was 008. It was 839 space. There is no way I can continue without going back. I could not record the 6 digits in my oblongata. I have to go back, pick 79819. 7981. 7981. So it is 79819, and now PBK with a full stop. So that is the qualification, and there is no price. If the price was there, I would leave a space, colon, and then give the price. But our book does not have that, so we just omit. Lastly, tracing 3 at that point with the 1. When you check the Sears list, this book is about information technology. I've given one subject, and now we start the Romans. The first Roman capital, we have to prepare an added entry for IP, Nick. And surprisingly, that is where the entry ends. Allow me share this. Allow me share the entry the way it appears. So please, I want to confirm that Roman pages and the Arabic pages, these were assumed because I don't have the book with me. I'm working from home. So if you have any question as regards that main entry, this is a publication which had 5 editors. If you have a question, please type in the chat, and then we answer your questions. And all you need to do in your record book, this time it will not be online. You will prepare the subject added entry, that is information technology. You also prepare the editor added entry. Remember, the rest were eliminated. And you also prepare the editor reference added entry. So you have 3 more entries to prepare, but please, this time you are preparing those entries in your record book. Yesterday circulated that information about opening of the physical lectures. And for me, I thought that information was confusing. People are asking me whether they will have to show vaccination cards. I completely don't know. So there are questions I'm not in position to answer about the physical lectures. Are we preparing the reference added entry? Yes, Joan. What is the index pages? I don't know where they start from and end. But normally when we are cataloging, we have the book. So Ndagire, when you go to courses, that is when we resume the physical classes, you'll get this book and confirm. Joanita, I didn't get the meaning of PBK. PBK is an abbreviation for paperback. P is for paper, BK is for the word BACK, back. In publishing, normally fiction books, those novels you read, that is if you still read them, they are made of, first of all, the paper is of poor quality, and also the binding, the cover is soft. Those are the ones we refer to as paperback. Then we have books where the cover is hard, that is the hardback. So for add back, we abbreviate as HBK with a full stop. And in cataloging, this PBK in its brackets, that is what we refer to as qualification. We shall be seeing more of this still in this semester. And then Benjamin, in case if was to be on the next slide, show where it would have been. Benjamin, please write your entry in your own handwriting. When you don't have space at the end of the entry, when you go on the next line, you would start from the second indentation for it to be hanging. I am not in position to keep on typing this. Nafuna, in case the book had series, which indentation will it be? The series statement would start where the centimeters ended. Oh, I have the entry. First, I start with Benjamin was saying that if there was no space, where would if be? If there is no space here, assuming there was no space here, this if would start where? Under R here. And then Nafuna, if there was series title, it would appear here before index. Then it would go when there is no more space here. When it goes, we shall start from the first indentation. It will be protruding somewhere there. But we shall get more examples where we have a book with 4 or more editors, but it also has a series. And then I'll demonstrate. There are certain things which we can study better if we are meeting face to face. I mean, I move to the library, pick the book which has those details, and then we catalog that. So we are missing that personal touch where we would pick the books from the library, catalog the books, measure the books. That one cannot be done online, though online learning is convenient for some of us. I have Reuben. My network was a little shoddy. Shoddy, is that an English word? When you are explaining the PBK part, kindly explain. PBK stands for paperback. It is an abbreviation for 2 words, paperback. Paperback are books with soft covers. And then we have hardcover. Hey. I wish I had started the reading from the second question, and then you say it has been answered, sir. So I'm done answering what is in the question and answer. In the chat, I see, sir, I meant that the last if, I mean the last line having the subject. Okay. In the tracing. Okay, is here. If there was no more space here and we go down, we'll start from the first indentation there. But now, for me, I have space. And lastly, I'll first stop the share, go back I want to go back to see the course outline where we are. And this is not a good one. I'll have to pick one which is in Word and see how far we have gone, such that we know what we are covering next. So I'm sharing the course outline, which is in Word, and then scroll to the weeks. Week 1, we are done though I left out questions. Those ones I'll just share online. Week 2 books, 4 or more than 4 authors were done. Editorial publications, single, 2 editors, 3, 4 or more. Finished. And now, week 3, online cataloging. That is what I'm going to cover next. How to catalog online is something we should have done even in first semester. Some of you are working in places where those libraries are already using this integrated library management system core. So next, tomorrow, I will start on this. Remember, it is online cataloging, and I'm also going to teach it online. So there will be challenges, definitely. So what we intend to achieve for this particular lecture, we need to be able to catalog books online using core. There's what we call a Z39.5 search. And then we are going to learn how to copy catalog. What we have been doing all along is what we call original cataloging. But there is also what we call copy cataloging. So tomorrow, I want you to do this. And I'm stopping the share. I'm going online. And then I show you what I want you to do after this lecture. In this, remember, after 5 editors, there's that link, Mark 21. Please read what is in that Mark 21 overview. And as you read that, you will Google it. I'm going to Google. And then when I go to Google, just search for core. That there is core login, blah, blah, blah. But for us, I want core. I want the website. So I'll just use that plain one. When I search, you see official website of core library software. This is where I want you to go. This. And when you get there, just read the documentation. This is the official website of core. There is home, news, about. In fact, to read about, and I want you to read the history of that software. It is an open source software. For me, I'm interested in the cataloging module, but in another course, I think by Dr. Joyce, she also, is it automation of libraries, something like that. She will also be using the same software. But before we meet tomorrow, please just read the history of this software. Those are things you don't need guidance. And then look at this, just get to know what it is. It has various versions or releases. And for me, when we meet, I'll go to the actual thing you can download, but there is also a demo. Normally, your college doesn't buy software. We use these demos. Core is open source software. You now see OPAC. I hope you have not forgotten what OPAC is. The staff interface, then staff interface, then there's the demo. I'll be using one of these, the demo, to catalog. And the password, you will notice that the login is by water and the password is by water. And that is where we shall begin from tomorrow. I go back finally to the chat. I see Jamila, you said you saw our script, but marks are not uploaded. Jamila, I've been having a war with my head of department. She's accusing me. The department has not released the results. And then how is it that students have complaints about results? So just wait. And I think that is being lazy, that you wait, the department releases the results, then that is when now I solve your problem. That is what they want. And for me, I have no problem. They will discuss results, release them, then you will have no marks, and then you'll fill a complaint form. I mean, what do I do? That is their pace. But I also discovered something else, which I think is the reason they are feeling bad. They say I'm not authorized to give you feedback about your results. But for me, I know a number of my colleagues are not yet done with assessment. Maybe that is the major reason. But we shall wait. When they give me your script, I will do what I'm supposed to do. And then, Rachel, how about the entries in the record books? Is there a deadline for its practice and the revision? Rachel, entries in the record book, you can put them there in 2023. Because it looks like for you, if there are no deadlines, you don't do things. This presentation is recorded, and I normally don't forget the activities we perform. So please don't just relax. It is better you practice when it is still fresh. So Akampulira Fortunate, read the messages I posted yesterday in the WhatsApp group. There is a timetable when you are resuming physical lectures. I hope your Excellency will not change things. Is he speaking tomorrow or today? So those are things I don't want to go into. But there is one thing I can tell you. The terrorist attacks will definitely affect the curfew hours. It will also affect opening of schools, and more importantly, opening of clubs and bars. So you expect that those activities will be affected. So for today, I'm done. I think we shall be meeting tomorrow at 2, and I'll be starting on online cataloging. So thanks for attending today. Dennis, I will not respond to yours because it is not related to cataloging. I don't want those political things to interfere with our cataloging. So I'm not responding to your comment. And lastly, Kunda, other entries were prepared for the 3, were not supposed to, no. 3 editorial publications, all of them you must have prepared editor reference added entries. So if you didn't, then don't forget to do that another time. So please, let's meet tomorrow. Thanks for attending. I can see 73 participants. Do I expected 95? Let us meet tomorrow. Have a nice day. I'm stopping the share, and then I'll wait for you to log out, and finally I will close the meeting. Have a nice day.